What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve again with Rake and Profit, coming back to you with another video from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And in today's video, I want to give you 5 tips for selling on Amazon FBA. So recently I've been getting a ton of questions coming through Facebook and YouTube and Periscope and all over the place asking about Amazon FBA. So I figured I'd come to you guys with 5 tips that could help the beginner and the intermediate to get started or to improve their selling on Amazon FBA. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about what selling on Amazon FBA is and, more of the basic things, but I want to just give you some evergreen tips that have helped me with selling on Amazon FBA and can definitely help you as well. So without further ado, you know what time it is. Let's dive into this video. Alright, so tip number 1 for selling on Amazon FBA is to focus on products that have a high rating. So what do I mean by that? So for example, you could look up a product, let's just say it's a GPS or something like that. You could look up that particular GPS, let's say it's a Garmin, and you could take a look at the star rating. So sometimes you'll see an item that has maybe 25 ratings and it's a 2-star, or you'll find an item that has 150 ratings and it's a 4-star. Sometimes you'll find items with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 ratings and it's a 4.5 or a 4.7 star item. And the point I'm trying to make is here, when items are sold on Amazon, customers will actually give them feedback and a rating. You could kind of get an idea for what customers feel about these products. And the reason why I want you to focus on products that have high ratings and are popular and people actually enjoy and like them is because, first of all, you're going to be able to sell them a lot faster typically, and secondly, if you find a customer who purchases the item and they don't really know much about it and they buy it and they don't like it, you're going to get a lot more returns. Whereas if you have products that are super popular, people love them, there's great feedback, 5-star ratings, you have a better chance that they're going to keep it, you're going to keep your money, and they're going to be a happy customer who leaves you really good feedback. So I can't say it enough, especially when you're dealing with electronics and random things like that. Focus on products that are popular, that people enjoy, and it's going to help you out so much better in your business. Tip number 2 for selling on Amazon FBA is to not sell yourself short. And what do I mean by this? Well, I see so many sellers who list an item on Amazon FBA. They might even have more than one of this particular SKU or item, and they just undercut the market crazy. So let's say, for example, they're selling some type of household item, and there's maybe 10 or 15 FBA sellers, and it's starting at $50. And most commonly, it's a new seller who comes into the market and undercuts everybody at 40 or 45. And while it might help them to be able to sell the item quicker and get their money out faster, a lot of times they could have just waited a few extra days to get paid and that item would have sold, especially if it's a super low rank, if it's a popular item and they're selling all the time. Because there's items out there that sell 20, 30, 40, 100, 200 times per day, and it just really depends on the item and the rank. So really don't undercut yourself. Don't throw profits out the window for no reason, thinking that you have to be the first seller, the lowest, and that's the only way you're going to be able to sell the item, because it's not true at all. It really depends on the rank, the product, the item, how many times it's selling. And again, don't just waste the money. Don't throw the profits out of your pockets. Keep them in your pockets. Get as much as you can. And again, we all have different business models. Some people like the fast turn just to get that quick buck. Others are willing to wait a little longer to make more money. And it really depends on your business model. But honestly, don't throw away profits if you don't have to. Don't sell yourself short. Don't undercut the market just to get paid quick. You could actually wait maybe a day or two extra to get your money. Tip number 3 for selling on Amazon FBA, and this is huge, mind-blowing right here. This is something that you cannot overlook. This is something that you have to make sure you follow, and I'm telling you right now, this could either make or break you in your Amazon FBA business. So what am I talking about right now? Inspecting your items, especially if you're messing with electronics, but really even books, any type of item, inspect it. If you're selling books, check through the pages. If it's supposed to come with a CD, make sure it's in there. If you're selling electronics, put batteries in the item and test it and see if it works. I can't say it enough. If you're selling items uninspected, you're going to get in trouble. Eventually, you're going to have an item that you say works great, and it's not going to work. You're going to get negative feedback. Your defect rate is going to increase, and slowly but surely, you're going to get yourself into trouble, and you're probably going to get suspended or kicked off of Amazon. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's been times where I haven't tested certain electronics, and I've tried to kind of get around the rules, but I'm telling you right now, I realize when I've done this that I've been playing with fire, and there's been some close calls. So I try not to do this anymore, and I'm very, very strict about testing items. If I'm not sure if it works, if I don't know if I could test it for one reason or another, I'll probably pass on the item, because you've got to think about it. Having your Amazon account secure and being able to sell on that platform is more important than making 5 or 10 or even 50 bucks on just one item, taking a risk if it works or not. So make sure you inspect your items. I cannot say enough, this is huge. Tip number 4 for selling on Amazon FBA is know your sales rankings for the various categories. This is something that I didn't realize when I was new, and took me a long time to understand that, you know, if you have an item in book category and it's ranked 200,000, that's a decent rank. That's not bad at all considering how many books there are, and that item would probably sell fairly quickly. Whereas if you had an item in the video game category that was 200,000, and I'm not even sure if the video game category goes that high, but if you did, that would be a horrible rank. There's different categories for different types of items. There's categories for electronics, for books, for baby stuff, for makeup. There's just so many different categories. I can't even name them all off. But just know, based on how many items are in that category, there's going to be a different rank for each category. So there's an article that I'm going to link below in the description area that's going to break down like the top 1% and like the sales ranks that you kind of want to stay within. It's just a rule of thumb. A lot of people go outside of it, under it, and it works for them. But I'm just going to link that up below in the description area, because I want you to realize that not each category is built the same. A 10,000 rank in this category might be great, but a 10,000 rank in another category might be horrible. So understand that, you know, a rank just isn't a rank. It depends on the category. So know your categories, know your rankings, and check out that sheet below. Tip number 5, and this is what it all comes down to. Tip number 5 for selling on Amazon FBA is know your margins, because at the end of the day, we're not just sourcing to just source and have fun. We're not listing just because we want to go list on a computer and we have nothing else to do. We're doing this because it's a business and we want to make money from it. So you need to make sure, number 5, is know your margins. Know what you're spending on an item. Know that and realize you have to pay taxes. Understand the risk involved in the rank and what your return on investment is going to be. Don't just spend, 20 bucks on a calculator because you saw John and Joe do it. Know why you're spending that $20. What's that $20 going to turn into? How long is it going to take to sell? Know your margins. Understand that there's expenses that go into your business, like poly bags and bubble wrap, and you've got taxes, and you've got different fees and a lot of different things. So know your margins. Don't just watch these YouTube videos that you see from people and, just copy everything, just shooting into the dark. Know your margins. Know what you have to pay. Know what you have to make, and just recognize your business model. A lot of us, we have different business models. We have a different philosophy with selling, and that's okay. But know your margins and know what your business plan and your game plan is overall. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Amazon FBA video. I'm going to be making a lot more videos for you guys because I've been having a ton of success lately, and I've been having a blast traveling all throughout the East Coast and hitting different thrift stores and pawn shops, and my business has been exploding recently, and I just want to share the wealth with you and help you out as much as possible. So just to go over those 5 tips again, tip number 1 was buy products with a high rating. Go after products that are popular, that have a 4 or 5 star rating, that people like. It's going to help you to sell them quicker and not get as many returns. Tip number 2, don't sell yourself short. Don't just undercut everybody just to sell it super fast. While that might be your business model, sometimes you could just wait an extra day or two and, get the extra profits that you deserve. Tip number 3, inspect and test your items. You don't want to be messing around with this stuff like eBay or even with Etsy or Craigslist. This is super important. Your ratings mean everything. Your defect rate means everything. And Amazon will not mess around. They will kick you off if you sell enough messed up items. So inspect your items, test them out before you ship them off to the warehouses. Tip number 4 was to know your sales rankings. Like I said, not each sales rank is created equally. It's based on the category. There's a lot of different categories, video game categories, DVDs, books, electronics. There's so many different categories. So know your categories, study up, and check out the link below in the description. That'll help you out. And tip number 5, know your margins. It's great to watch YouTube videos. It's awesome to be following Facebook groups and, listening to your friends and, seeing this person buy that and sell it for that. It's amazing. But know your margins. Realize that you have to spend a certain amount of money and sell it for a certain amount to make it worth your time, especially with all the expenses and everything that goes along with running a business. So know your margins. But again, thanks so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate all the support. If you liked this video, I want to ask you to just hit the like button, Leave a comment, subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope at Rake and Profit, and I would love to help you guys out any way possible. So again, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.